Welcome to Company Showcase, an advertising feature on HowStreet.com.
I'm Jim Goddard. I'm speaking with Larry Reaugh, CEO and President of American Manganese. Welcome back to the show, Larry.
Thanks, Jim.
Larry, any big news releases this week?
Yeah, we had a very large news release, and it had a kind of a negative effect in the market thanks to the predators who sold about two-thirds of the stock yesterday. We traded about little over 15 million on the venture and over 4 million on the OTC. And it was a pretty hectic day, which resulted in a lot of phone calls and emails and concerned people. But the reality is that this is not anything new to the company. Every time we've announced a placement in the past, the predators come out and try to drive the price down below the offering, and because they want to kill the company. It's as simple as that. They want to kill it, and so that they can pick up all the money that's to be made from where their short activities started. Now, I don't like trying to. It sounds like an easy out to blame the predators. But, when Anonymous is two-thirds of the volume yesterday and half the volume today, that's one of the houses they trade through, so I don't even count the other ones. But the fact of the matter is that, I don't have any shareholders that hold 15 million or even 10 million. I'm lucky to have a few that hold 5 million, and most of those are insiders. Or close to the company, and I can tell you they're not sellers. So it's not the company itself. I mean, here I am. I'm down, $1.5 million to 2 million in my portfolio. I mean, it's not a nice place to be, but I'm very happy that we're doing this financing. It's not a surprise to see, the stock go down, dip because of a financing, but what this financing does for us, it gives us a clear path to actually commercialize our product, and which is the recycling side. Now, what does that mean? That means we're no longer at the mercy of the big companies that we've been doing work for free and turning around results that are stellar to them. When you go back and you look at it in hindsight, we have our Google statistics, and we see that the top of the list is our financials. So there's a lot of people following the company and to see if they're going to be able to make the goals that they've set for themselves. And, we certainly have met the goal of getting the demonstration plant in progress. And now this is a clear path to, with this new financing, it's a clear path to commercialization, which puts us in a different position. Now we're in a position of strength, not a position of beggars, you might say, and not in a position where people, these larger companies, think we're going to cave in and they're going to pick up the pieces for nothing. That's not going to happen. And so that's a good part about a financing. And, even though shareholders get upset, the last one we did was at 20 cents, and that was almost a year ago. So, now we're doing one at $1, and which is a considerable premium on that. And it's not only being done; it's done by a U.S. agent that has brought in a whole whack of institutional buyers. We've had meetings with them all of last week and this week, and Zoom meetings. So I'm happy about the results. I'm happy that we'll be closing sometime next week, and. What's that tell me about bringing institutional buyers in and a big exposure to the U.S. market? Well, you look at a good example is Lifecycle, who did the SPAC, went down about 50%. and lingered down in that range, up and down, 50 cents or $1. And then recently they started to get analyst coverage, and the stock went back up as high as 14. And, so you need that analyst coverage in the U.S., and the only way you're going to get it is if you have big holders of shares. And so that's what we want to end up with, and we want some analyst coverage. I can't tell you when that would start, but I think once this is over and done, the stock will start to rally. And I had one shareholder write me, calling me a liar, and what he was basically saying was I said to buy the dips. So I went back and checked, and I did say buy the dips. I hadn't said it for a while, but I did say buy the dips back in last Friday, a week ago, and that was an up day. And then it was an up day for the next several days, and then the press release came out, and it certainly dipped. It went down from $1.22 to 91, 93 cents in that range, and so there's a dip. That's what I was talking about. It's a place to load up. It's not a place to panic and sell your stock. This is temporary. This is not going to be the norm. So I apologize to those people that were buying in the last few days, and I can't help that. We only knew about that they're ready to go here on Wednesday. So that's all. Thursday was it? Anyway, the stock took the dip, and naturally the predators were going to try to make it look like a shit deal. And, that's what they do. That's how they make their living, is taking the money out of your pocket and putting it into theirs. And with no ownership in the company and no risk, no nothing, as long as they can drum up the selling, they're in good shape. So we now have a clear path to commercialization. JV partners will begin to treat us with and see us meeting the goals. The guys that have been checking the financials regularly, and I have to say they got to be big, a lot of them, and of course the predators will be checking the financials too. But the fact of the matter is, everything is starting to look up for the company, and I see nothing but a great future. So, we had that, the announcements earlier that pushed the stock up. So, we're hoping that we're on a level playing field now with any potential joint venture companies or any potential licensing companies, and I can see nothing but good times ahead. So, but if you're in a weak position cash-wise, even though $5 million sounds like a lot of money, it's not when you're doing test work and R&D. And don't forget that we do the R&D for these big companies that we pay for. And that's a costly item, and we've been giving them stellar results, and, no reply about, going after our product, going after a licensing agreement, or going after a joint venture, because they all, because of this scuttlebutt out there with all the other companies that are in the business banging us, and the other, I know other groups that are doing it, even in labs in the world, because they don't have the solution. Chemetco does, and that's why we're with Chemetco. We've had nothing but great results, and the other good things about this is I've never had lost confidence in our process. I mean, it's nerve-wracking, but I don't sit there worrying about it. I always remember this. Worry, the only thing worry does for you is if you worry, it's debilitating. And, if you know what track you're on, which I've known now for 5 years, I never lose sleep over our process. It's solid. And, I think we can continue to go on. All the good stuff that we've put out recently has only improved the whole picture. We can treat black mass as well as scraps, although we've got our eye on scraps because that's going to be a supply that's continuous. 10% of the production of batteries, and it depends who you're talking to, is going to be scraps. And that's a continuous supply, whereas batteries are being built the last 12, 15 years now, so that's further out on the scope. We've had a few million that have been built, and we'll be reaching the end of life, throughout that period. But the ones that are being built in the last year to till probably the next 10 years will have a long shelf life. And so, that's the reason why we looked at scrap in the very beginning. And now that we've got we should have some institutional ownership. That means that we should get some analyst reports. And, they won't be immediate, but they will be somewhere along the line. The analysts will start taking in-depth looks at us, if not just for the company, the agency that just did the work for us, but for for other companies that are in the same position that are looking for a good product. And so we should get the write-ups that we need. I can't say that I'm happy with the market. I'm happy with the fact that we're meeting our goals. One of those is to get the money in. Everybody's been bashing me about the fact that I haven't had a JV partner yet. And some of these companies have done a lot of black mass joint ventures. And I shake my head and I wonder how they're going to treat that. And because I don't see it. And you gotta know what you're going to make at the end of the day. You got to optimize your profits. And that's exactly what we've done. We've optimized our situation where we can maximize the profits and reduce the costs. And this is significant to not just us. It's to the battery manufacturer, the OEMs, everybody else. We don't have to go through chemical treatments in China. We don't have to be shipping all over the world to get our product onto the market. And because we can do it one shot straight through. I talked about that last week. And bingo, there you got your product at the end of the day. And you can actually put it into a new battery at the same time. So I'm sorry that the stock has gone down, but this tide went down and it took down all the insiders as well as the as shareholders and their present value. But I always look at it this way: I'm not selling, so I'm not going to crystallize my losses because I know this is only temporary. And I'm sorry for those that feel that we pulled a fast one on them, but we announced the shelf prospectus some time ago, and the approval of that shelf prospectus, it was only a matter of time. We didn't know either when they would activate that process, and now it's been activated, and it's out there for everybody to see, and like I say, the shares should turn around by early next week, and I think that we are in a better position. And anybody that hadn't bought or was thinking about buying, I'd certainly take a look at the pricing today because we're close to the bottom of the dip, and it never hurts to buy the dips. most of the time it doesn't. If it happens to be a total failure, don't buy the dips. I mean, Jesus, nobody would. But the fact of the matter is, we have had no failures. We've progressed this project all the way through, and everybody's happy. Even Cametco's happy because this happens to be one of their favorite. Why wouldn't it be? I mean, a lot of these ideas are Cametco's, and but we recognize Cametco's abilities, and we back them up with hard dollars to get it done. So I wish everybody a good weekend, and I won't apologize for another time for what happened in the shares, but usually on the financing, this is the first time we've stepped out of the private money area, and you're going to get a little bit of a bashing. So, but in the long term, and it's not that long, you will see that we've made the right moves.
Larry, for people new to American Manganese, what's the company all about?
American Manganese is a critical metals company that is basically involved in recycling and and reclaiming the low grades of manganese in the U.S. We have a contract with the DOD, and we turned that around, and now we're going to be applying for another contract with them, much larger. And, so there's a good future on the manganese front. And we have got, just to update everybody, obviously we have not got our permits to drill up on the Rocher de Boule property. We haven't completed our negotiations with the native groups, and that's essential to get those permits. And we're moving ahead with the recycling. We've had lots of news on that, and we will continue to have lots of news on that. So you can find out anything you want. We're transparent, which always irks me that people will criticize me for what they deem to be that I'm not doing, when we're doing everything to keep the shareholders informed. And, they keep talking about timelines. Who in the hell can do a timeline in the COVID times? You don't know whether you're going to be shut down part of the operation tomorrow. You don't know if some other country has got some essential pieces for you is going to be able to ship them. So, there is a PowerPoint on the site that gives you a bit of a timeline, but I can tell you now that, I'm very comfortable once this financing is complete that we've got the clear path forward. Now you can find out all this on our website at AmericanManganeseInc.com, or you can phone me at 778-574-4444, or you can email me at LREAUGH@AMYMN.com. And the symbol for the shares in the Canadian market under the Toronto Stock Exchange, AMY. The symbol in the U.S. under the QB Exchange is AMYZF. And the symbol in Frankfurt's 2AM.
Larry, thank you so much for the update.
You're welcome, Jim.
We've been speaking with Larry Reaugh, CEO and President of American Manganese. I'm Jim Goddard. Our conversation took place on October 1st.
Comments made on Company Showcase are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any manner whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Archived online at HowStreet.com. Company Showcase is a production of How Street Media Incorporated.